Hey, friend, it's Cristin. Welcome back to Shut Down Not Shaken, a special mini-series of the At Ease podcast where I bring you an episode every single day as long as the government is shut down. This space is about leaning into presence, exploring possibility, and staying rooted even when life shifts. If you're listening today, you might be in a season of uncertainty. Maybe you took the deferred resignation. Maybe you're furloughed. Maybe you're working and not getting paid. And you might be asking, what's next? So today, I want to give you a tool, a framework you can use whether or not you have a coach to help you move forward with clarity. It's called the G.R.O.W model. We'll talk about what it is, its origins, how you can use it in everyday life, the strengths and the limitations. And by the end, I hope you'll feel empowered to coach yourself through transition with intention and ease. And so I first learned about this model about 7 or 8 years ago. I was selling skincare as part of an MLM. And, when you're involved in those multi-level marketing companies, the focus is always on self. What are you doing to grow your business? And so we would use the G.R.O.W model to assess where I was related to my monthly goals and how I could get there. So, where did the model come from? G.R.O.W is usually credited to Sir John Whitmore, along with Graham Alexander and Max Landsberg. It was popularized in Whitmore's book, Coaching for Performance. The idea was born out of sports coaching, drawing on the inner game philosophy by Tim Galway, where the coach's role is less about telling players what to do and more about asking questions to help them discover their own path. Over time, it's been adapted and used in business, leadership, personal development, and more. It's simple but effective, and one reason it's so enduring is its flexibility. Coaching conversations don't have to follow it rigidly, but it gives kind of like a helpful scaffold, if you will. But it's not perfect. Later, we'll explore where it can fall short and how to use it wisely. So GROW is an acronym. G for goal, R for reality, O for options, and W for will or way forward. Let's walk through each step and what questions you might ask yourself. G or goal. This is about defining where you want to go. What do you want to achieve? What would success look like? Your goal needs clarity, purpose, and ideally smart qualities. So we want it to be smart, specific, measurable, achievable or attainable, relevant, and time-bound. Sample questions. What is the outcome you want? Why is this goal important to you? By when would you like to see progress? R, reality. Here you assess where you are now. What is the current situation? Your strengths, obstacles, or constraints. Questions like what's happening now, what's working, what's not, what obstacles or internal blocks are in the way. O, your options. Now it's time to brainstorm what's possible. What are paths to reach your goal? What ideas or strategies could you try? The questions you may ask are what choices do I have? What are alternative paths? What might you try if normal constraints didn't apply? This idea is to open up possibilities before narrowing down what's feasible. And then W, the will or way forward. And this is what I would call the commitment stage. What will you do? When and how will you stay accountable? The questions you would ask are what actions will you take? When will you begin? What obstacles might come and how will you plan for them? This step turns ideas into action. GROW is not just for formal coaching sessions. As I said, I used it myself when I was selling skincare, and it really is a living tool. Here are ways that you can use it daily. You can use it in journaling. You can pick a goal, big or small, and walk through the 4 steps on paper. You can use it in morning reflection. What's your goal for today? What's your reality? What are your options? What will you commit to? You can use it in decision making. When you're stuck, you can pause and move through GROW to gain clarity. You can use it in conversation with a friend, ask them questions from each step, and help them discover their own next step. You can use it in team meetings. If your team is blocked, guide them through G.R.O.W to open up possibilities and commitment. Even in small things like deciding how to spend your day, choosing a project, or resolving a personal tension. This model helps you move from stuck to strategy. And during a furlough, the shift can feel a bit disorienting. Your schedule has changed, your role is paused, even your identity, for some of us, may feel a bit unsettled. But G.R.O.W can help you anchor towards possibility. And here's how. What's the goal in the pause? You can ask, do I want this season to be for me? Maybe your goal is not a job, but clarity, renewal, researching a new path, or testing a side project. Are the reality of the furlough? What resources do you have? What constraints are you facing? Maybe financial, time, emotional capacity. And what internal blocks are showing up? Fear, doubt, comparison, regret. And the options you can explore now. Could you begin taking a course to learn something new? Write a blog, volunteer, or shadow a role you're curious about? What options might expand your perspective even if they don't pay yet? And W, your will to proceed. Pick one small action and schedule it. Decide how you'll check in. Do a self-check-in or with your accountability partner for shorter time frames, and plan for obstacles. If you feel discouraged, you can revisit your why, or you can reach out to somebody for support. Because in a furlough, action doesn't have to be these big leaps and bounds. Consistent small steps are powerful. What are some of the pros of the G.R.O.W model? It gives you a framework, but it allows for adjustments. It promotes self-discovery and ownership. It's because you as an individual get to do more thinking versus being told what to do. It's also applicable to many contexts, whether it's your personal goals, transitions, decision-making. Let's talk about some of the limitations. So some challenges are deeper than a 4-step model can handle. Dependence on awareness. If someone can't or won't honestly evaluate their reality, the model could stall. And then sometimes goals get set too ambitiously without full awareness of constraints. I also think sometimes because of the framework being an acronym, there could be an assumption that the model is linear. It's often presented that way, but real life is messy. You may need to backtrack between steps, and it does require some coaching skills. If you've been listening to the series, with pretty much every episode, I give you some questions to journal or think about. And this does require you to ask some good questions, to listen actively to yourself, and help navigate some of the emotional resistance required to practice just beyond knowing the steps. So in short, G.R.O.W is a powerful tool, but it's not a magic wand. You can use it, be flexible, and be gentle with yourself. In short, G.R.O.W is definitely a powerful tool, but it's not a magic wand. Use it, be flexible with yourself, show yourself some compassion. And here's a quick example you can follow. Let's say, like many of us, you're furloughed, you feel stuck. We're entering into week 3, and you want to begin something but don't know where. A goal could be, I want to develop a side project that aligns with my passion and potentially becomes a second income stream, earning at least $1,000 per month. Your reality. Right now, I have 2 extra hours each morning, moderate savings, and anxiety around investing time in something that's uncertain. My options include I could take an online course telling me how to get started. I could network in the communities I'm already in. I can volunteer. I can start writing weekly content pieces. Or I can test a minimally viable product or MVP. And W, I will choose one option. So say, write a blog post or write some content this week and schedule it for the end of the week. And if I missed, I will adjust and try again. So here are some questions you can ask yourself. What's a goal I have right now in this season? What is my reality, strengths, obstacles, resources? What options might I have if I dared to think creatively? What one action step will I commit to and how will I follow up? So if you're still feeling stuck and need some help shifting, I am offering pro bono coaching on a first come, first serve basis. Priority goes to furloughed feds. You can schedule some time with me at the link in the show notes. Thank you for sitting with me today. The GROW model is a tool, but you are the gardener of your own growth. During this furlough, you don't have to be idle. You can be curious. You can be bold. You can take small steps towards what's next. So breathe. Choose your next step and let this season be a time of alignment, not just waiting. And if the government is still shut down, I will see you tomorrow.